What's up, guys? It's Jill, folks of Road Angler TV. I'm out here on beautiful Percy Priest Lake today at Lamar Hill Boat Ramp. I'm here with Bonnie Murphy from Beyond the Banks Kayak Rentals. She's got a bunch of really awesome kayaks here. But she's got a Sea Ghost 130 and another Vibe Kayak I've never even seen before. So we're about to get on the water and do some on the water reviews. Stay tuned. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the Sea Ghost 130. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on board. All right. So this kayak is 13 feet long. If you've ever been on the Sea Ghost 110, it's about 11.5. So this is a little bit longer than the Sea Ghost 110 by like a couple feet. So using a pretty sweet Bending Branches Angler Pro paddle just makes this paddling experience a whole lot better. But already can tell that this boat is faster than the Sea Ghost 110. It's a lot easier to paddle, I feel like, on this boat. Now we're gonna turn and see what the turning's like. All right, so it seems like it's a little bit harder to turn than the Sea Ghost 110, but still not too bad. Right now it's in the, I got the seat in the low position and the stability is pretty dang good. This is probably one of the more stable kayaks I've been in by Vibe. And I always like the lower position on my Sea Ghost 110 too. Right here we have the Versa console, which you got plenty of storage inside. So right now I've got like my vlogging, GoPro mount, batteries, iPhone, keys in there. So not really worried about it getting any water in there. And you got two little storage hatches here. You can throw lures or whatever in. This is magnetic. Some bungees here, cup holder. So in the back here, got a lot more storage space than the Sea Ghost 110. Almost have double, but usually my cooler takes up most of the back, but you can fit 2 or 3 of these coolers back there. And usually there's bungees, but since this is a rental, it doesn't have them. But 2 rod holders in the back. Got storage right here. It's actually a little bit bigger than the Sea Ghost 110, it looks like, as well. All right, so now we're going to see how stable this kayak actually is. I'm going to do the stability test and stand up. So I am able to stand up in it. It's a little bit different than my Yellowfin 120. Actually, I feel like my Yellowfin 120 is actually a little bit more stable than this kayak. As far as standing up, I feel like sitting down, this kayak is more stable than my Yellowfin 120. But standing up, I still think the Yellowfin 120 is probably one of the most, if not the most stable kayak in the Vibe fleet. So this one, I'm actually kind of like having to balance a little bit more on this one. I feel like it's a lot easier to go over, but it's still doable as long as you bend your knees, kind of work it like a paddle board. You can still stand up in it. Like, I'm still able to stand up in this kayak fine. I'm just saying, compared to my Yellowfin 120, I feel like it's not as stable. Maybe it's because I'm not used to it, but I still feel like the Yellowfin 120 is a lot more stable. I can almost stand up perfectly in that kayak and not have to worry about anything. But still, standing on this kayak's easier than the Sea Ghost 110. I can definitely say that. If you notice, the front of the boat is a lot more pointed than the Sea Ghost 110. The Sea Ghost 110 is a little more round. So you got a little bit more storage space, it looks like, here on the Sea Ghost 130, but just about the same. Then you got the 2 rudder controls that control the rudder. One thing that's awesome about the Sea Ghost by Vibe is these gear tracks on the side, and then also the gear tracks on the Versa console. So you could put fish finders on the side here, in the middle, can put rod holders on the side or the middle, or GoPro mounts. Then you also have these gear tracks on the back too, so mounting stuff on a kayak, on this kayak, is super easy. You can just rig up so many things on it. It's really awesome. Got these cool bungee straps where you just lock in the paddle like that. That's pretty much what comes with every Vibe kayak nowadays. But really easy to store your kayak, and also store it up under this bungee here, making it super easy to kind of get your paddle out of the way if you need to. Alright, so I wanted to step out of the boat and kind of show you guys some of the other features on this kayak. As you can see, the front of the boat is much more pointed than the Sea Ghost 110. But here's your drainage valve if you need to release water. Got your awesome Vibe handle here. These are strong handles, I love them. But the Sea Ghost 110 is actually turned horizontally. This one's more vertically, so it's a little easier to pick this one up. So this is the storage hatch here. Usually it comes with a bag right here, but this one's been broken. But even without the bag, you can still have tons of storage space inside the hull of this kayak, which is great for camping and stuff. That's where I like to put all my rods and stuff when I'm transporting. It's a really great thing to have, storage like this, where you're able to store stuff inside the actual hull of the kayak. But these also lock in place and stay watertight. Coming over here, we have a spot where you can fit the transducer down inside. You just run up the wire through that hole, but that could be a transducer for a fish finder. Just like the Sea Ghost 110, it's got the same exact thing. You've got scupper holes right here, scupper plugs. Then these right here control the rudder for the back right there. Got our Versa console right here. Kind of already went through all that, but it's got these 4 latches here that latch it on. But you take this whole thing off and still have plenty of storage in there as well. You got the Vibe Hero seat. Love these seats, they work great. You can take it on and off. Now this is pretty interesting. This storage hatch is a little bit bigger than the Sea Ghost 110 and actually kind of lays more flat than the Sea Ghost 110. The Sea Ghost 110 is a little bit slanted on the back, but this storage is actually a little bit bigger. So that's the actual bag I was talking about that comes on the front. But you can also take that one out too if you need to. And then plenty of storage back here as well. Usually there's some bungees that come across and you can strap down a bunch of stuff. Also got your handle on the back just like the Sea Ghost 110. But pretty awesome kayak. This is the Galaxy version. She's had this one for quite a while now, so she's rinsed it out and everything. That's why it's a little bit beat up, but Sea Ghost 130 is a tank, so I'm sure she'll get many more years out of it. Alright guys, so this is the second Vibe kayak that she has. As you can see, this one doesn't have a name on it. It just says Vibe Kayaks, and that's the old logo. But this must be first generation Vibe kayak. But this thing's still standing strong. This thing's a tank, but has the seats like the skipjack. It's almost like a skipjack, but like a 2-person skipjack. So this one's probably about, I'd say 13 feet, 12 and a half, 13 feet. But it's got the drainage valve in the back right there. A little bit of storage space. Then these storage hatches right there and right there. So we're gonna get out on it to see how well she does. Stay tuned. All right guys, here we go. This is the 2-person skipjack. So she said usually there's an option to put the seat in the middle when it's just one person, but these D-rings have broken over the years because this kayak's so old. But I think I'm gonna try sitting in the back here, try paddling around. It's very very different. To say, it's very easy to turn back here. So if I had another person in the front, it'd be a lot easier to paddle this thing. But this thing's still pretty stable, even sitting in the back. I feel like I'm paddling like a canoe or something. Plenty of room in this thing. I'm gonna sit more here, just see how much different the stability is just sitting down right here. Alright, so now I'm sitting in the middle of the boat. Now this is already night and day, being able to sit in the middle here. It's a lot easier to paddle this thing. So if I had one of these and it was just me paddling, I'd move this seat to the middle right here where I'm sitting and be able to paddle this thing fine. I'm assuming this thing is pretty much like the Yellowfin 130T, so this is pretty much just like it. By the way, that's the little storage hatch in the front, so pretty cool being able to get out and paddle a first generation Vibe Kayak. I'm not too sure if I can do the stability test on this one, but I think we're gonna send it, guys. We're gonna try. So we're gonna try standing up in this thing, and actually can stand up not too bad. A little bit harder than the Sea Ghost 110. Actually, it's not too bad. Standing up in this really isn't that bad. It's kind of like the Yellowfin 120 a little bit. Definitely passes the stability test. No problem paddling this thing around. See, you got these old school mounts here. You could put like boom sticks or fish finders on. A lot of kayaks don't even use those anymore. But yeah. Alright guys, well, there you go. This is the Skipjack, I don't even know what it is. Skipjack 130T, that's what we'll call it. But yeah, it's a pretty cool boat. Wish they still made them. It's a pretty cool little two-person boat.
Alright guys, just got off the water. I had a fun day out at Percy today. Didn't get to do a whole lot of fishing because I was there to help out with the kayak rentals today, but anyways, Body still let me get out on the Sea Ghost 130, and I had never paddled that boat before, and I like it a lot. It's a little bit longer than the Sea Ghost 110 I had, but it makes it a little bit harder to turn, but the stability is a little better. It's a little easier to stand up on the kayak, and it's also got a little bit more storage space inside the kayak, which is pretty awesome too. So I personally like the Sea Ghost 110, but I know guys that like the 130 and prefer that one. So it's all up to you and what you like. But I also got to paddle around on that other Vibe Kayak. I'm pretty sure it was a Vibe Tandem, but I'd have to double check. I'll probably know by the time I put this video up. But anyways, fun time on the water. Gonna be getting out on the water real soon again. Probably tomorrow or on Monday. So gonna be doing a lot of fishing and getting in as much as I can before summer's over and fall hits. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.